Okay, I can see everyone's joining. Hello, good afternoon. Nice to meet you all. Andy's here. Yeah, we're gonna give extra minutes to wait for everyone join the meeting. So happy to see you all, everyone here. And for any of you who just come to our first live training, this is Lark on Air. So basically, we will do live function training for every week for all kinds of roles you could imagine in your group, including daily users, administrators, or professional developers, like what we are doing right now. And today's session is actually our fourth live training. And before this, we've already covered the basic essential function trainings like 101 and admin console trainings, as well as approval trainings for our enterprise organizers and administrators. And from this session, Andy will give us a thorough introduction on Anycross, our integration platform. And for, thank you so much for your applause. And for this session, it will covers a solid foundation for you to quickly get started with our system and apply it to your practical work. So basically, we will give you some receptions, ideas on what is Lark Anycross, and the general admin console, what it look like, explanations of some major concepts and core features that you could find within our Anycross. And at the end, Andy will show you a step-by-step guide to build your first workflow with it. So from this session, I believe you will get a quick starter to actually know what Anycross is like and become an expert yourself. And the last thing you have to know is that Andy is a very super professional technical expert from our Lark. And before he joined Lark, he was the senior consultant working for consulting team. So with deep knowledge of serving our customers and very helpful insights into our tech industry. Yeah. So from now on, I'm gonna leave the time to Andy and give our first show. Okay, everyone. Hello, Andy.
Okay, thanks, Cindy. Yeah, let me share my screen. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to today's training session about the Lark Anycross. And before we start, I'm not sure if everyone has heard about the Lark Anycross before. So I just want to take a moment to go through the official website to introduce what Anycross is and what the key concept and the capabilities it offers, right? So from the website, we can see, the Anycross is a integration platform that can help us to collect different systems very easily, right? But in addition, it also provides some other features, just like the identity management, and it provides us to configure our applications with Lark to log in via the SSO. And also, there are a lot of solutions and characters built in Anycross that we can use it out of the box. I will show it later, right? And first, we need to know some concept of Anycross. The first one is the workflow. So there is visually and automated workflow that we can use it to quickly build our business logic that can help us to collect the different systems without any coding, right? And also in the workflows, there are a lot of components. We can reuse it to quickly collect to different applications. And some are maybe built in from the Lark, and some are for the third parties, right? Which we call it collector. And the last one is the project. So in Anycross, all the workflows are managed and configured by the project basis. So we can build multiple workflows under one project that can help us to manage it and monitoring it very easily. Okay, so we can just go to the consoles to take a look. Okay, here is the Lark Anycross consoles. And at the beginning, we need to know there are 4 modules here. We can switch it. So the first one is service integrations that we will show the demo today. We will use it to build simple workflows for our requirement. Right, and the last one is the identity. As just mentioned it, we can use it to quickly set up an SSO login with your own apps. And also, we can add the collections to your enterprise identity providers to Lark login via your own SSO service. Right, and here we are support the 4 kind of the SSO protocols. Okay, and the last one is the on-prem service, and this one is used for to deploy some local agent in your internal networks. Yeah, because sometimes maybe we have some systems or database we are using our local environment. That means it can't connect to the public networks. So we can use the on-prem service to help us to collect a different kind of internet, different kind of networks. Right, and last one is the collectors. This is just a tool that can help us to create our own collectors. Then we can use it quickly in our workflows. All right, let's go to the service integrations. So the first thing is we need to create a project to manage the workflows. So here are 2 ways we can use to create a project. So first one is we can create a project from some template. So the template is just like a solutions for us we can use it directly. Yeah, for example, we can see this one. So it's also have a lot of logic that help us to connect our calendars, something approvals to if you have some requirements are very close for these solutions, you can just use it. And when you use it, it will just copy the template to your own workflows. So that means you can change any part as you wish, right? And today, because I want to show you how to build a workflow from the scratch, so let's create it from the blank and just type a project name, Cross 101. Okay. So now we come to the project console. And here we can see there are 2 modules here. The first one is the project configuration. So this function is useful if you have some, let's say, variables. You want to use it in your workflows, and you can cover it to the project configurations that you can use the configuration values across all the workflows under this project. So for example, maybe we will use some like the tokens to verify our request. Yeah, we can set a configuration named token and create. Yeah, and then we can reference the token values from the project configuration to our workflows. And the other things is the project group. The project group is just a set of values that if we have some different environment for the configurations, so we can use the configuration group. When we publish our workflows, we can switch to the different group to change the values by batch. Okay, for example, we can just rename it as a test. And so this one, we can add the values for our test environment. And also we can add a new group named the product for our production environment, right? And if we leave the group value to empty, so the default value will be used, right? We just leave it and config later. Okay, the last part is the data storage. So this one is just provide a database that is a key value database for you. If you have some temporary data you want to store in your workflow, and then you don't want to set up a database by yourself, and then you can use it. But we need to know that here is a rule that if the data has not been updated or exists for 180 days, and it will be cleaned automatically, right? And also we can create a new data set by ourselves and to customize the expired time by ourselves, but the maximum value is still limited to 180 days. You can change it. Okay, so next we come to the workflow part. And before we create a workflow, I want just show our requirements today. So for today's requirement is quite straightforward. Yeah, just open it. Yeah, there are two things we need to done. The first one is when users send a message to our Lark bot. So we want our Anycross workflow to receive the event, right? There is a message have been received, and after that, we want to call the APIs to send a message to the chatbot to reply the message to the users who send the message. Right, it's very simple. Okay, we come to the console to start create a workflow. Okay, so once again, we can select a template for our workflow. Yeah, and now we can just create a new one. Okay, we just give a name, message reply. Okay, so that's the first thing for the workflow is we must select a trigger for it. So a trigger means it's the starter of our workflow, just like our backend's APIs, right? Every backend logic will trigger from the APIs and also for our workflow. So the trigger will activities the workflow. And we can see there are several kinds of triggers here. Let me explain a little bit. So first one is the webhook triggers. This one will provide us a callback URL that can accept the HTTP request from the other systems. And the last one, the scheduler. It means we can run our workflow based on our task plans, such as we can run every day 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. And next one is for the manual triggers. This one is for the debug mode. So if we want to test our workflow, we can use the manual trigger to start the workflow without depend on other systems. Okay, next one is truth flow trigger. This one is used if you have some logic in your workflow, want to reuse it, right? You can create some small workflows and use the child triggers to trigger your sub workflows, right? And the next one is for the alert trigger. This one is used for monitoring our workflow. If you have some specific monitoring requirement, yeah, you can use it. And last, you can see there are a lot of we call it collector app triggers. So if you want to trigger from some apps, for example, like Lark messengers or the Jenkins, yeah, some are from the Lark, some are from the third parties. You can select app triggers that you can start your workflow from some specific app events, right? So for our demos, I want to show you how to subscribe the notifications from our Lark Open platform. So we just use a webhook trigger here. Okay, click create to come to the workflow. And so first we can see there are two types of webhook triggers we can select. So first is asynchronized URL triggers, and next is the synchronized trigger. The difference is if we choose the asynchronized URL triggers, the trigger will not wait the workflow to complete when there is a request come to the webhook trigger. It will return to the other system immediately, right? And run your workflow in another unsynchronized process, right? And the synchronized trigger will wait the workflow complete and then return the result. So in our cases, because the open platform will verify the request URLs, so there are some logic we need to follow to return the data back to the open platform. So here we use the synchronized one. And we come to the setting part. We can see here is callback URLs that generated by the system. We can't change it. So this one we can just copy it and to config to our open platform. So here we come to the Lark Open Platform developer consoles, and I will already create an app here to help us to finish the configurations. Yeah, and it's nothing more. It's just add a bot here, right? And we go to the event and callback configurations. So here we can see a subscription mode, and we can just copy the URL to it. Yeah, but now we can't save it because I just mentioned the open platform has some verification strategies we need to follow. So our workflow is not published yet. Yeah, we can just try. Right, it failed, and we can click learn more to check more details. Right here we can see the rule is when we received the request from the open platform, yeah, we must return the received change values in a JSON format within 1 second. right? And the data sent to us will like this, right? With a challenge value and type and tokens. Yeah, and we must return the challenge code like this in a JSON format in 1 second. Right, so we can come back to our Anycross to finish this part. Right, so first thing is we need to verify the request, right? Because I don't want to handle other kind of untrusted requests from other systems. So first we can use a branch here to complete the verification logic. And we can see there are two types of the branch. So first one is the branch, and that means it will run the branch that first matched to our conditions. And next is broadcasting. That means all the branch will match if the branch will run if the branch is matched our conditions, right? And we can go to the input to configure our branch. So first one, we can just name it verify. And then we can edit the conditions for this branch. Okay, let's come to my favorite part. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so first thing is we need to configure the values from our request data, right? So we can just drag the values to the webhook, and then the magic will happen. So we can just select the bodies here to get the requested data, right? And from the document, I think the type, we can use it to differentiate the request type. So we can just click here to type body.type to get the request type. And we use the equals conditions to equals the specific values. Yeah, here we just copied the URL verifications. So now if the request match these conditions, it will go to the first branch. And also we can add another conditions that to verify the request tokens to make our logic safe, right? So once again, we drag it to the webhook to get the body and type the token here and use it to equals our token values, right? And for the token values, we can find it in the developer consoles under the encryption strategies. Right here, we can see there are two values. Here, the first one, encrypt key, is useful to encrypt our request data, and the next verification token, yeah, we can just copy it to Anycross. Yeah, and here, remember at the beginning, we have added configurations in the project configuration. So we can just copy the value to the configuration values, right? And here, we can change the condition values to expressions and enter the dollar symbols to reference it to our project configurations. Right, and here the verification logic has been done. And next thing is we need to reply our let's see the challenge code to our open platform, right? So here, first thing is we need to restructure the data to what we want. So here we can use helpers to help us to format the data. Here is object helper we can use, and to find lookup actions. And here is the lookup the key value pairs to the object, right? So the object is also from the trigger's body, and here we need the value is the key is a challenge, right? So we just copy it here. And next, we can use a synchronized callback to return the data, right? And we link the callback content to the object helper's result, right? Actually, if we choose synchronized triggers, there must be a synchronized callback to use together with it to synchronize the return the result. Right, and also we can add a terminate for the default branch here. Okay, let's finish this part about the verification strategies, and we can click down to exit the edit mode and try to publish our workflow. Right, here we can see we can switch our configuration group here, right? Yeah, because the group value is none, so we can just leave it as a test. And click publish to start running our workflows. All right, here we can find the state is running. So let's copy our URLs back to the Delta consoles, right? Here to the subscription mode and save it. Okay, it's success. And we can also back to our workflows to check the logs to see what happens, right? We can see here is a request that come from the webhook, and it passes us the data we want and go to the verified branch. And after the object helpers, the data is restructured. And then after the callback, the synchronized callback component, it returns the data to the open platform, right? And the next thing is we need to add the specific event we want to our workflows. So we can click add event and search the message received. Okay, this one is for the AM message. That's confirmed. And here we can see there's some warning here to tell us we need at least one permissions that to send a message to the bot, right? So in our case, we can just use the private message permissions. So we can just click a link and add the permissions, right? Check it, add to scope. All right, the permission has been added, and we need to release our app again to make it work. And now we just give some version numbers, have some notes. Okay, save it. And click submit for release. All right, the change has been published. And we can just open our Lark to test what will happen, right? We just type some message to our bot. And then we come to our workflows to see the event is come or not. Okay. Nothing happened. Let me check. Let's test again. Yeah, it comes. And here we can see there is a request from the event, right? It tells us some information about the message, such as the send IDs and the send messages, right? Okay, so we are complete the first task about our requirement. So next we need to configure a message reply logic in our workflows. So we can just double click to go to the edit mode. And here we need another branch to handle the event request, right? So we can click add branch here to add a new branch and name it if message, right? And we can see the data format here to find some values that we can use it to differentiate the request, right? Yeah, I think the event type is what we need. Yeah, but here it's a little tricky that if we use the same way to drag the value from the body, that means we need to type the expressions by ourselves. Yeah, but the location here is quite deep, right? Yeah, so we can come to the webhook test part to restructure our output. Right here we can click retrieve the data. Right, and here we can select the data we want. Yeah, and click apply as output. And then we can find the output has been more structured, right? So let's we continue to finish the branch part and go to the if message branch and drag the value to the webhook and select the event header. Right, we can use the event type to define, okay, this is a request from the event, right? And last, if you have some let's say multiple requests, multiple events you want to subscribe, you can use equals conditions to equal some specific event values, right? But now we just have one, so we can use the it's not none, it's enough. Right, and also we add a token values here to make sure our request is safe. Yeah, let's find the token. Yeah, it's also in the header. So we click token and use the equals conditions. And here we can also reference the values also. So we can reference the value to our project configuration, right? Okay, now we can add a new characters to help us to send the message under the if message branch. So we click add node and find the messengers from the Lark part, right? Because we want to send a message to our bot. And here we can find a lot of actions here we can choose, right? So in our case, we can just select send the common messages. And next, we must need to add authentication for the collectors. It's because the collector will call APIs of open platform. So let's need authentications. So we can create new one for it. Right, we just give a name and cross 101 house. Okay, and here we need to give credentials for the authentications, and there are two ways to configure it. So first one is we can just select an app we have created, right? And also we can enter the app ID and the app secret directly, right? And we can find this information in the developer consoles, the credential part, right, for the app ID and the secrets. Yeah, now we can just use the app credentials and click create and collect. Okay, here we got another warning here, and it tells us if we want to read and send the messages to the chart, we need another permissions for it. So we can just click here, or we can also back to our developer consoles to add the permissions here, right? So now we just click it from the Anycross to add the permissions. Give some descriptions. Okay, submit. Yeah, now the permissions has been added, right? And also we can check what happens, right? There is a new versions come to our developer consoles to make the change works. And next thing is we can configure the message content that we want to reply to the users, right? So here I also want to use the values that we just set it to select a message content to reply to our users, right? To find, okay, content is here. Right, that means we will return this, the message content back to the senders. Okay, the next thing is we need to tell the messengers who we want to send, right? The receive ID, we can also get it from the request. Okay, we can find there are 3 types of IDs we can choose, right? So let's try the user ID. Okay, select type. Okay, now the logic is done, and we need to publish it again to make the change work. Okay, click publish. All right. Now let's open Lark to test it again. Let's say hi. Okay, still nothing happened. No worry. Let's just show how to do the troubleshooting for these issues. Okay, we're back to our log consoles. We can see here is a field log here. Okay, let's check it one by one. So the message is fine, right? We receive the high content, and the branch is fine. It's go to the if message branch. Okay, the error is occurred in message part, right? and it tell us, yeah, we need another permission for this. Yeah, because we are using the user IDs to send the message. So we need read permissions for the contact, right? So there are two ways we can fix these issues. The one is we can just add the permissions to our app, right? And so that it can read the user IDs. Another is we can change the receive ID to another type, right? Because we use the user ID to trigger these issues, we can just change it to the open ID, right? Because the open ID is the app levels we can use it, right? We can find the open ID also in the send IDs and change the type to open ID. Okay, let's publish it again. All right, let's open our Lark to test it again. Let's say hello. Check. Message here. Maybe some errors happened for the message. Let's just change it to some simple format. Use the test one. And test it again. All right, it works finally. So here we can see it return the message content to us automatically by our workflows, right? And also we can check the log to see what happened. Right here, you can see the message, the Lark messengers has sent the content to our open platform to trigger the message reply to the bot, right? And also here we have some, we have the dashboard that to show the runtime status of the workflow running status, right? Okay, and here we can see there are duplicate messages replies to our users, right? That is because we have triggered the retry strategies for the open platform, right? We can check the rules here under the event overview, the event notifications. So here we need to know that every time we have received the request from the open platform, we must respond within 3 seconds and with an HTTP 200 states code, right? Otherwise, it will make up 4 times retries. So it's very easy to fix these issues. So we come back to our workflows. So similarly with the verifies logic, we need to add a synchronized callback here to return the result to the open platform to tell him that, okay, everything is done, right? So by default, it will return a 200 status code. So let's just publish it again. Okay, open the task, open Lark to test it. Say 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and just wait some second to see if I retry or not. Yeah, it works now. Okay, I think that's all for today from my part. Maybe hand over to Cindy.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Andy, for giving us a thorough introduction on Anycross. So first of all, anyone has any questions so far? Anything you are interested in, you want to know more about product features, about your business pain point you want to solve but don't know how? Anything? Okay, I guess everyone's absorbing so well. Thank you so much. And the last thing we're gonna do now is please take 1 minute. Oh yeah, someone does have a question here, Andy. So how to do conditional statements? Do you need further explanation on that for the card colors? Oh, for different conditions, they want different colors to customize. Is that workable?
Yeah, I think maybe you can check the online documentations about the requirement data structures to find if there are some properties can help you to differentiate the different messages. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a minor feature that is hidden somewhere. We have to double check on that. Okay. So if you have more questions, feel free to always type in your question in the comment area. So the more, but having blockers need a forum to discuss my issue. Yeah, yes, you can post this question in the community or the Lacking Air group chat. And also here is a feedback form from this session. So if you have the question, feel free to submit your question here. We will definitely go over through all the reviews from this training session and get back to you later. So here is the QR code. You can always scan the QR code here and choose, please be sure to choose this session, Anycross 101. Yeah, I'll get back to you later for that costing question. And for the feedback first, here you are scan the QR code here and choose Anycross 101. This is the session we are taking right now. Please don't choose the wrong block, okay? But if your question or your request or your suggestions is not about this session in particular, maybe you just have opinion with our product or have some recommendations or some suggestions we could do better for future in the next time, you can choose the general feedback and tap here and describe further for the things that you are concerned about. Yes, please, the feedback, the questionnaire won't be very long, so it will only take you like 1 minute to finish the whole thing. And please be sure to submit your feedback. We really want to provide the better content in our future online webinar tutorials, but as well as to our product. Okay, so here's a QR code here. We're gonna leave like 2 more minutes for everyone to submit your question, to speak out your voice. Yeah, all the voices, all the opinions, all the perspectives are super welcome to us. Yeah, we are really looking forward to this chance to do better. I just saw someone has answered that question right, and they in the comment area. Yes, the recording will be sent afterwards, both in the developer group and in Lark Air group. The roadmap of pricing Anycross. I really want to do that, but sadly, because the official pricing plan hasn't been decided yet. So for our internal team, we don't even know the details of planning, how many versions we're going to provide, and for each versions, what kind of standards we would consider to set up the whole pricing plan. We don't have the details so far. But for now, luckily, this whole thing is still for free. It's a free trial for you all. So whilst you still can get the chance to try out this magic tool, be sure to search Lark Anycross to find our official website to submit your request, and the trial membership will be open like immediately. It will be open automatically, and then you'll get the chance to try this out by yourself. But of course, pricing will definitely will be issued after we got more details with us. You need some connectors. I'm gonna show you guys later the handbook, like how could you apply for more connectors within your tenant. Still, because we don't have the pricing plan, so we don't know when we are gonna launch a proper or official, paid version to the public. But so far, I think several months you still get chances to do this. And for the recordings, as so many people have already mentioned, definitely we're recording the whole time, and we will share the recordings and the meeting minutes later back to our Lark on Air community channel and the Lark Anycross developer community channel. These two group chats will both issue the recordings of this session, the handbook that you've mentioned so far, and also all the questions that you've submitted through our feedback form. Yeah, we'll get back to you later. Yes, one more minute. Oh, you're still not in the group. Okay, I'm gonna share the screen with all of you and share the group chat link. Okay, wait a second. Okay, here you are. If you want to join in our group, here would be the place. Yes, you can always find the document that is already attached to the calendar of today's event. And you can join the group here because Lark on Air, we are providing a weekly training session for the features and products of Lark. And for today's Anycross, but for the past 3 weeks, we've already done Lark function trainings, essential function trainings, admin console training, approval training, and this Anycross training. And for the next week, next Tuesday, we're gonna give a separate base training for all those of you who are interested in base. And Base is a next generation data management platform that can help you to build some workflows with zero developing effort. So even if you don't know anything about R&D, you don't know anything tech, you can still build your own workflow and business system. That is super good. So if you're interested in Base, definitely please join us the next Tuesday. And the week after next week, that is to say, 2 weeks later, on that Thursday, we're going to give a second round training session on Anycross. It will be more advanced one. During that one, we're going to give you a we're going to give you 2 examples and the best use cases from our Anycross official website to see how we can use some current workflows to help us build and elevate our work style, from our best practices and use cases. So if you're interested in that, please join the advanced courses next time. Yeah, definitely. We'll answer that question later. Thank you for your heads up. Okay, so if you're not in the group yet, we're gonna extra like 30 minutes to show here. Yeah, keep a look out in. Thank you so much, Intel. Join the group here. Yes, of course, the feedback questionnaire will be also issued in this group. If you have further questions you want to be solved, still, you can always submit the questionnaire, the survey, and we'll get back to you later. We'll answer that question later. I'm gonna stop the screen from now on. And let me go over through all the comments for the last time to see if I'm missing anything here. Customer card, get invite from next Tuesday base training. Yeah, have you in the group yet? If you're already in the Lark on Air group, you can see the yes, all the invitation card for each training session. So every time we post a new course, we would have this issued like 2 or 3 days earlier. So by then you can just subscribe the new event, and yeah, and we could let you know by the time. So document there, channel still, applications of on-prem service. If you want to know more about the applications of on-prem service, I think maybe we can add that part into the next advanced training session for Anycross, like 2 weeks later. For the connector problem, yes, we'll just give you the handbook, and yeah, we are gonna issue the handbook later in the group chat. Recording question, roadmap, pricing roadmap. Yes. Okay, basically went through all of your questions. There will be no more so far, and I'm gonna manage all the materials you've mentioned and the recordings, have them organized a little bit, and issue this in Lark and Anycross developer community, these 2 groups chat. Okay, that's all for today, I think. Thank you so much, Andy, for taking your time. We're really looking forward to see you for the next time. And everyone else, thank you so much for showing up online on time. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye. Until next time, have a good one, everyone. Bye. Thank you.